What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another work commute vlog. The day has ended, people are still around here, but my job is done here for the day, so I'm heading on home. And I'm taking you guys with me because, I don't know, chat, talk, rant, a lot of ranting, especially a lot of ranting. We're gonna see how traffic is because school has started here. Today is a Tuesday and school has started here, and yeah, you can imagine traffic is absolutely horrendous with people taking their kids to school, picking up their kids from school. It's gotten to be a habit here of people taking and picking up their kids from school. You know, when I was young, I used to go to school basically just by myself, walk to school. No need for somebody in a car to pick me up. We got public transport. You're young, your legs still work. But yeah, it is what it is. Nowadays it's kind of common, even in high school, to go pick up your kids and take them to school, because apparently at 16 years old they are completely incapable of taking the bus. You got the right of way, bro. And yeah, because people are such in a hurry this time, and many are on routes that they haven't done all summer long. Traffic is actually quite interesting because you really have to watch out for everybody, because they have no idea where they're going. They have no idea in which lane they're supposed to be, even if they live in this city and have been living all their life in the city. They're set in their ways. Give them a couple of months, just go to work and back without having to go to the kids' school, and yeah, they completely forget their route. They completely forget everything, and traffic is a total chaos. Now, in other news, you can see that I'm complaining about traffic being a complete chaos, and yet I am riding Fred, my 350e Zontes, which is a big maxi scooter. You might ask yourself, why am I not riding Donnie, my little Symphony ST200? That's a much better fit for a very tightly packed city. Well, the problem is, let's say that that torque drive that I mentioned, and torque drive bearings making a noise, well, they're not actually the torque drive bearings. My biggest fear is coming alive, to put it this way, and it's not the torque drive bearings. The sound is coming from inside the engine. I did take apart my transmission. I took the CVT belt off, I took the variator off, I turned on the engine, and without the CVT moving, you can clearly hear some whining and some knocking from inside the engine. Now, I can't make out if it's top end or bottom end, but something is not happy in that engine, and I've kind of parked Donnie, at least this month, until October rolls around. And yeah, I'm not gonna ride them anymore, just in case if something bad is happening inside that engine, then I don't want to do any more damage than it's already been done, considering I went to Chisinau and Transnistria on that engine because it was making a noise from back then. I thought it was maybe just a bearing in the transmission and I could just ride on, but apparently it's a bearing inside the engine, and I don't know which one it is. It might be camshaft bearings, it might be crankshaft bearings, it might be oil pump bearings. It's not the starter clutch because I changed that one. It's definitely not the starter clutch. But yeah, I'm going to tear into that engine in October and see exactly what's what. Might actually, if it's the crankshaft bearing, then we are doing a complete rebuild of the engine in preparation for the 2025 Scooter Cannonball. So we're gonna go through it from top to bottom. But if it's just the camshaft bearing, I might just change out the camshaft and not even take off the head. because I think on my little scoot you can take off the camshaft without taking off the head and without taking the engine off the scooter. So I'm gonna go in as deep as necessary. I'm gonna do it with a friend. We're gonna go into the engine at a service. I'm not gonna do it at work, I don't think so. But yeah, I'm gonna have videos of that. We're gonna see what it is, and I think it's high time I switched to some really expensive oil. Now you might say that my Symphony ST at 48,000 kilometers, the engine going kaput is a bad thing. Well, honestly, I don't think it's actually all that bad, considering the way it has been ridden. That's the thing. It's an air-cooled little 169cc engine, and it has not been babied at all. I mean, it will run just fine at 70-80 kilometers an hour all day long, even 90, but when you take it up to 100, 105, then the RPM goes really high. It starts drinking oil, and I've ridden it like that for thousands upon thousands of kilometers, riding it at 9,000 RPM, way above its normal regime. So yeah, 48,000 kilometers on that engine, the way I have been riding it, is not a bad thing. And considering I didn't put in some expensive oil, I just put the regular semi-synthetic SYM 10W40 engine oil in it, I'm happy with it. Okay, I think it has lasted well enough. I am quite happy with it, and you know, it doesn't mean the entire engine is kaput. We still don't know what exactly is wrong with it. It might be just one simple bearing failing, and that's it. It might not be cylinder or piston or anything, but like I said, this engine is a little air-cooled engine. It's infinitely rebuildable. It's extremely simple. Parts are cheap, and yeah, I'm gonna go through it with a fine-tooth comb, and maybe this time I'm actually gonna switch it up and no longer use the SYM recommended oil. I have in mind going for some Motul oil. Motul has a new blend of oil. I think it's Scooter Master or something like that. It's a 5W40 full synthetic oil, and I think Donnie would be much more happier on that oil. And I think I'm gonna put that oil in the Zontes. Currently in the Zontes we have Repsol Smarter 10W40 full synthetic, but you know, the BMW Brutus is running on Motul 3000 mineral oil, because that's what that thing needs. It needs mineral oil. I'm gonna put Donnie on Motul full synthetic, and might as well put this thing on Motul full synthetic as well, just to make the logistics easier of having just one oil for both of my scooters. Whoa, see what I said about people not knowing in which lane to get? You have to be very wary and keep an eye out for everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna switch it up and go with Motul. I have used Motul in the past, and I really enjoy their products. They are quite good. Fun fact, they're not sponsoring this video, and they have never sponsored me, but they make a good product in terms of oils, in terms of everything, and cleaning products. The visor clean that I use regularly on trips, it's the Motul visor clean. I have a lot of stuff from them, and they've never failed me. Everything I've bought from that's been under the Motul brand has been excellent quality. So might as well try out their oil. At least now I know. 48,000 kilometers on the SYM oil until something breaks. I don't know if it's something dramatic or not, but we are going to find out at some point. Also, another interesting predicament. Unfortunately, my trip in September to Greece, I am planning a trip in September to Greece. It's gonna be by car, not by scooter, because honestly the funding just isn't there. I wanted to take Fred, I wanted to road trip him to Athens because I'm going to Athens, but unfortunately the funding just isn't there. So I'm gonna go with my colleagues by car, and yeah, I think I'm gonna have a video from Athens. I don't know for certain yet. I don't even know if I'm going yet. It's still up in the air, even though we are leaving. We should be leaving in about 2 weeks. But yeah, it is what it is. If I go, I go. If I don't go, I go. It's a work trip, so nothing special. But yeah, I was planning to take Fred and do a first proper road trip with him. It's a 1,200 kilometers to Athens, and I was planning to do it all in one go. But yeah, the finances just aren't there. It would cost me about 300 or 400 euros for fuel and highway tolls and everything, and I would rather keep my money for the trip to EICMA in November to Milan, which I vowed I would never take the plane again. So Fred is gonna get his first proper long distance road trip. His first proper long distance road trip being an iron butt from Bucharest to Milan, 1,800 kilometers in one day, because I am setting aside for myself one single day to get there. It's gonna be an interesting one because it's November. Yeah, open the door on me. It's November, it's gonna be cold, it might be rainy. I need to get my gear sorted for that trip. Unfortunately, and here's one of the biggest rants I can give. I have a heated vest. That's from Gerbing. I paid about 200 euros for it. I used it for about 1 year. Like, seriously, dude. I used it for about 1 year, and then the connector of the vest to the wiring of the scooter, the connector itself, started failing. Now you would think that's no biggie, you just change the connector and you're good. The vest is running perfectly fine. Well, surprise, surprise, Gerbing of Europe doesn't answer their emails. Isn't that interesting? I've sent them, and not even emails, Gerbing of Europe, because I tried accessing the Gerbing website and it took me to the USA website, and I found an email there for support. I gave them an email, and they were Gerbing USA was extremely helpful in answering. I think they answered something like 10 minutes. Unfortunately, what they told me was that Gerbing USA is a completely different company from Gerbing Europe. So they are two completely different companies, and they could not help me. They did instruct me to go to the Gerbing Europe website, and I went there. Unfortunately, on the European website, you do not find an email for support. You find one of those forms that you fill out and you send, and you put your email in there and you send it, and they're supposed to email you back. Well, I did that 3 times. Since February of this year, I sent them 3 forms telling them what exactly is the problem, and if they could just send me a connector, or to hell with it, I would buy a connector. Just give me the options to buy a connector or send me a connector. And guess what? I got no answer back. So now I have a 200 euro vest that does absolutely nothing except being a vest. And Gerbing refuses to answer my forms and refuses to support their product. Like I said, I'm not even asking for free support. I'm not asking for a new vest. I'm not asking to send the vest to them and they should fix it and send it back. Just send me the bloody connector and I'll do it myself, because I'm fully capable of soldering. I'm not asking for anything. So yeah, and I bought that vest with my own money. Gerbing didn't sponsor me, never ever. I bought that vest even before I had a YouTube channel, and yeah, I used it for about 1 year. It failed, then I stopped doing courier work and I didn't need it anymore. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks to have a heated vest, a proper heated vest, and not be able to use it. At some point, I'm probably gonna tear into it and just find a connector here locally and just rewire everything. But yeah, you buy a 200 euro vest, just a vest. It's a 200 euro vest, for God's sake. That's like $250 for a vest. And you get zero support from the company that constantly thanks you for choosing them to buy. Well, I'm sorry, Gerbing. I'm never ever gonna buy your stuff. Gerbing Europe, let me put it like this. If you live in Europe and want to buy heated motorcycle gear from Gerbing, don't do it. If you live in the United States, then yeah, you can go ahead and buy them, because my experience with tech support of the USA side was impeccable. Answered in 10 minutes, were very helpful. We went back and forth a little bit with emails. Even after like 2 weeks after I sent out the first form to Gerbing Europe, I sent them again an email to the USA one telling them nobody is answering. Could you please help me another way? Just give me an email address or something. I mean, like inside information, if you have an email address or something. They tried the email themselves, they got no answer back. They told me they were very sorry, but I mean, the response was there, was snappy. Tech support was there, customer support was there. They were trying to take care of me even though they had zero obligation to do so. They were still trying to take care of me when they saw the Gerbing Europe was doing nothing. But it is what it is. They couldn't help out, and Gerbing Europe is they're a bunch of tossers, and yeah, they don't answer their forms. They don't answer what they make you fill out on the website. You fill it out for nothing. Yeah, so don't buy from them. Only if you live in the USA. If you live in Europe, find yourself some other provider of heated gear, but not Gerbing. I'm gonna let you guys know if I manage to fix my vest. We're probably gonna see in the road trip to EICMA. I'm gonna probably say, or maybe I'm gonna ride using some other vest or some other heated gear, because why not? Why not give another manufacturer a chance? There are a lot of manufacturers of heated gears, and especially there are a lot of Chinese manufacturers of heated gear, and their garments are tremendously less expensive than the ones from Gerbing. I think you can buy something like a vest or a heated jacket for a third of the price, and they run on batteries, so you can, yeah, the Gerbing ones are nice. They run on the 12-volt system of the scooter, but you have to wire it, but it's very simple wiring. But it's nice they run on the 12-volt, but yeah, if you can buy it and get the same effect for a third of the price, then what's even the point? So I might be trying out a new heated jacket. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still debating. I don't know for sure or for certain. And just like that, shopping is done, and let's see how we're gonna fit this thing in here. Under the seat it's already full because I got other things from work. Does it sit here? I really like this top case, but I don't know if it's gonna do this. What I can do is put the bread on this side, and oh, no problem. No problem. Easily could have taken a bigger load. That's what she said. Yeah. You know, it's a good scoot, this one, for shopping. Even though you don't have the space, the flat floor, it's actually pretty flat here, and you can lay a bag right here if you don't mind it scratching it up the center tunnel. Plus the huge under-seat storage room, and the fact that you can put a 45-liter or a 50-liter top case on the back without it looking weird. You can make this thing into a very, very practical machine. But yeah, I've been riding it for about a week or two now on the daily, and I will continue to be riding it for the entire month on the daily. Fuel consumption, and we're gonna see what it's like in the city, because you know, the fuel gauge is going down. We're currently, I see it's just went about half a tank, 3 out of 8 lines left, and we only did 207 kilometers. I think in terms of fuel usage in the city, it's above 4 liters per 100 kilometers. That being said, I don't ride it easy. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys, I don't ride it easy. Plus sometimes during the days it's at work it gets taken out on test rides. Even though this entire tank has been used in the city, we still have 52 kilometers an hour in terms of our average speed, so you can understand how fast this thing was ridden. Considering the speed limits are 50 kilometers. Dude, what are you doing? Considering the speed limits are 50 kilometers an hour, this thing has an average speed above the speed limit. So yeah, nobody cared about the fuel consumption in the past 200 kilometers, but I'm curious to see when you don't care how much it drinks. I think it's probably gonna be about 4.5. Maybe if you're a little bit more economical, you can get it down to 4 or under 4. But yeah, I don't mind another extra liter on over 100 kilometers. It's still a good fuel consumption for a vehicle around the city, and considering the size and the power of this thing, yeah, if it's under 5, I'm happy. But otherwise, it's been good. You kind of get used to its size. You can filter traffic with it. Hope I didn't make a mistake by not filtering here, because I'm kind of not in that big of a hurry, but oh really, they're stopping to pick up. Seriously? Welcome to Romania. Welcome to Romania. Yeah, everybody basically didn't make the light because that guy couldn't stop 2 meters further ahead so he could free up the lane. Welcome to Romania, everyone. If you come here, be prepared for stuff like this, especially here in the capital city. People just stopping wherever they want, not giving a shit about the damage they cause to the flow of traffic. No cares. Zero cares in the world. But yeah, it is what it is. So coming back to this thing, I'm enjoying my time with it around the city, even though now it's gotten very, very congested, and I'm trying to settle down a little bit, like ride a little bit more normally. I am a pretty aggressive rider, and this thing is a big elephant of a thing. And yeah, you can bully drivers into making room for you, but I'm trying to calm down a little bit. My commute time hasn't really gone up. You can still filter traffic very well with it. If you're used to the size, then yeah, it's not a biggie. And it's easy through traffic. The throttle is very smooth, and the clutch engagement is smooth, and it's pretty well balanced if you don't load it up with 20 kilograms in the top case of shopping, but it is what it is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little update, and I'm about to arrive home and shut this video down. Hope you guys enjoyed this little update. If you have any questions for me, just put them down in the comments below. We'll chat there. And until the next video, thank you to all my supporters, to my members, to everybody who likes the videos, who shares them, who subscribes to the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, take care out there, everyone, and ride safe. Bye.